We ready? Yeah. All right. Good evening. Welcome to Greater Shepherd, where you will leave greater than you came. Amen. We're here with the family tonight. I told y'all you're in for a treat. Do me a favor, share this with somebody. They have already been clowning even before the cameras came on. So I'm going to try to keep them under control. Share this with somebody. Let them know you're on with Greater Shepherd. Greater Shepherd, Indy.
What'd you say?
Somebody tag me in the Greater Shepherd.
She's not a member.
She need to be bringing in change.
All right. Come on in. Will any others come on in? Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I hope everybody had a great day today. This was a really cold, the first real cold day we done had. It didn't snow as they predicted. Thank God for that. But hopefully tomorrow we get about 7 inches of snow.
I really want you to be delivered.
Say such a thing.
Total deliverance and healing.
They are whispering, listen, they clowning. But listen, we thank God for this, being able to share with my family. This is really just a small portion.
Literally. It's not one great kid up here.
This is really a
Grandkids
small
take over.
portion of the Carol Clark clan. And we thank God for them tonight. And no, you're Carol.
I'm a bar.
So first of all, we're going to have each of them introduce themselves. We're going to start over here.
Hey, y'all know me. I'm the baby. Kirsten.
I'm the mom.
We can't hear you.
I'm Taya.
I am Candy.
I'm Ty.
I'm Tyrell.
Giving honor to God.
Who is the heck? Who? Yes! Hallelujah! Why, you know what? You know, such a boy, you is holy. Yes!
Holier than thou.
Yes!
Would y'all stop?
Reverend.
We're on camera.
Okay. I felt that
That's
thing.
more reason to,
I'm telling you, listen, why you gonna shout before the year?
I said that yesterday.
Charles,
If you do, I'm running.
Bring that up here for me.
If you do, I'm running.
No, that.
Hallelujah.
Let's say it.
You ready to sing?
Okay, we have, we're grateful tonight. We're stepping into the holiday season, and just wanted to do something with my family tonight. Just for those of you to get to know him, that was Charles on the camera, on the screen. Brother Charles Simmons has come to help us out and record tonight.
Yes, try to
Thank
make
you.
Sorry, don't make a beat.
They gonna
Okay.
beat it.
But just wanted to share with you the family and just talk about themselves and talk about the family and different things that's going on in their lives and how we can help somebody else's family to become closer. Because one thing we do eat a lot,
We gonna
we eat
shoot.
out a lot, and
We gonna shoot.
we just good fellowship. A lot of people say, for those of you that don't know, we have combined, me and this beautiful lady here, 13 kids, 14 kids,
13 and a half. You better be in the number.
He said
14 kids, and we have 17 grandkids and 1 great-grand, and hopefully nobody else no time soon.
Don't worry about it.
Christmas is obviously my wife's favorite holiday because she finds, I don't know how she does it, but she finds some kind of way to get everybody something. I fuss every year,
That's all right.
but she still sneak and does it every year. One year she bought all the girls boots nice boots. They still got some boots. Them heels are still on them boots. She just always manages to buy them something. Tell me something. We just stepped into winter. Just go around the circle here. Tell me, each one, tell me what's your favorite season of the year and why. Let's start with Mama.
My favorite season is fall. I like fall because I like fall colors. I like I don't like it when it's too hot or too cold. So
When we
I
do
love-
get real
I love
fall
fall.
weather.
Okay. Candy, what's your favorite season of the year?
My favorite season is fall too, because I don't like precipitation. So I'm alright with fall.
Okay.
Mine is fall as well.
Oh, wow.
Like Mom, like the colors, not too hot, not too cold, but it's also my birthday season, so.
Okay. Ty.
well, my favorite is the summer because I'm a summer baby. Yeah, I feel like church's chicken. Okay, but I mean, I don't know. I am starting to like fall a little bit more because I do like the weather better than just being extremely hot. But I like summer festivities, so that's my favorite season.
Okay. Tyrell.
Mine is fall. I like the fashion of fall.
Oh, y'all just
Sweaters.
copying off
I
of
was
Mom.
just about to say.
I ain't say nothing about colors. I like fashion. I like sweaters. I like, you feel what I'm saying, boots,
That's what I meant.
scarves, different kind of coats and jackets. I like dressing. So
Yeah, we can tell
mine
you
is
so sharp.
So sharp.
Still
Please,
is.
model,
Damn,
please.
but yeah, I just like. I like clothes. So and fall has the best kind of clothes.
Okay.
I can rap with that.
Wow.
My favorite seasoning is Lori's. You can, what? You can put it on anything.
You are.
He's acting up tonight.
Right,
I just bought some.
I like adobo, but yeah, you're right.
For those of y'all that didn't hear, he said he liked Lori's. Lori's.
Larry.
You
No,
said
who
we
don't
like-
cook?
you said
You
we
can
like
put
Right.
you can put it on anything. What did he say?
You said we like to eat.
Yeah.
That was creative one. I wouldn't expect that out of Tyrell.
My favorite is not fall. My favorite is not fall because when these season changes like this, my allergies is all over the place.
He didn't answer. He didn't answer.
Yeah. So what's your,
It's fall.
Is it?
Why?
even your wife said
Candy,
it.
you didn't know.
Not the football season.
Football.
Because you like watching the Raiders lose.
Don't.
Take the camera real quick.
Yeah.
Don't.
Just fall back. Don't.
I don't know watch football, so I don't know anything about
They
it.
have been losing a lot.
Oh, dang, that's not how much it started.
Can y'all go back to the camera?
Praise the Lord, everybody.
Football, I love chili. Unless like, I could eat it all year, but people talk about you if you eat it in the summer. So
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do
Okay.
like some fried chicken.
you do.
Dude, you're gonna make
It's
Okay.
about that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at your names.
What's your favorite season?
I already said.
Not fall.
Oh,
You,
but
did,
you
you said
didn't.
not
Oh
fall.
yeah. Spring.
Oh,
Spring
it's
is
my birthday.
spring is my
Oh, bless
favorite
you.
season.
God bless you.
And then again, I like winter.
You look like
That's
that.
why we
I like
You
winter.
look
Why?
like you like winter.
Huh?
Why?
Because
You crazy.
I like the snow. I like the
Ah, no,
cold.
Bob,
You
no.
ought to
I
move to
like
Antarctica.
like when it's 17 inches outside. I love it
Why? Because
Why
you had to
you
go
wanna go
nowhere?
because I ain't got to go nowhere.
You had to go nowhere? You snow
Lady.
That's the very reason why.
I could just say, you know what? I can't come in today. It's 17 inches. I can't go nowhere. I can't even get out my driveway.
Those are right every once in a while.
So that's my favorite. So let's look at y'all names. How many of you know if you were named after somebody
Somebody.
or someone? Let's get this. Juan, were you named after anybody? Your first name, middle name?
I believe I was named after my mom.
Okay,
Her name was Juanita.
okay, okay. Kirsten?
I was wondering, 'cause I was like, you got a Mexican name.
I'm always,
I never put that together, even though I
my first name, I think my mom said she got it off a TV show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I always had the definition of my middle name being my dad's middle name and my mom's first name combined. Is that right?
Yeah.
My middle name is Felice. Phil and Alicia.
Nah, big duh.
Were you named after anybody?
No,
First or middle name?
no,
Really?
no.
Okay. Candy?
Mm-mm.
You want named after?
No, she's
Man, come on, Candy, you both your names, girl.
I was my first. I was named after my mom's best friend, which is Ratondra's auntie, Candy. Yeah.
Okay.
in the middle.
Don't stop.
And what's your, they holding you accountable. What's her middle name again?
Don't.
Okay,
I ain't gonna fight her over that one.
okay.
You know, usually I press the envelope, but I ain't gonna fight her over that
Because that face told a story.
Yeah.
Don't.
She got real
Taisha.
serious.
Taisha.
So, my middle name, I'm named after my mom's best friend, LaShawn, my godmother.
And what's your, oh,
Yeah,
LaShawn.
LaShawn, yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, LaShawn. And then my first name, Mom, I don't know like where she got that from, because I didn't think Taisha was popular like that back in the days. But I guess it was, because there's a bunch of us now. But it means like powerful and yeah, no, it does. It means powerful, and it means like something about like living some in Swahili or something. It's pretty dope. Yeah. Mama didn't know that.
Sorry,
I like
why?
the street.
What it mean, baby? You named it.
It means my daughter. She was prophesying on you. That's why.
Tyrell,
No.
you want to name after anybody?
No. The name's right.
Nobody you want to claim?
No, I really wasn't named after
Okay.
anybody. My
Okay.
name is Tyrell DeWine, and there's nobody in my family by that name. My middle name is actually spelled weird.
Okay,
It's not spelled correctly.
okay,
It's DAJAUN.
J.A.U.R.?
Mm-hmm.
okay.
How do you spell that?
Watch yourself.
They keep forgetting we on camera. All these side conversations. I thank God for the family that He has given me, and I don't know how many of you have a grateful testimony for your family. Do me a favor, share this with somebody right now and let them know that you're on with Greatest Shepherd. I just wanted to come on and introduce you all to my family, my extended family. The one thing I love about my family is that there are no stepbrothers, stepsisters, stepmom, stepdad. There's none of that. We've all just accepted each other as one. We've traveled together. We went to the mountains. Was that last year or this year? This year?
No,
Last year?
That was 2 years.
2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago?
Yeah, 20.
No.
Wow.
No, it's 2021.
Oh,
That's
that's
last
last year.
Yeah, it's
Last
been a long
March.
year.
Oh, last March we went to the cabins over in, what was it?
That was a long time.
Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
And what was about 15 of us in the house?
Too many.
Right?
Was it? I was gonna
But
say
the
it
house was so, the
bad.
cabin was so big, you
It was-
couldn't,
yeah, you
you
didn't know
really
who was
didn't
there.
know who was there.
I did.
But we had a great time in the cabins, and so we're looking forward to doing that again next year. It's just been so much going on, traveling and sickness and all that stuff going on this year. But next year we're going to get back on it. And so I'm looking forward to doing many other great things with my family. I thank God for each of them. Several of them are entrepreneurs. I believe all of them, most of them are. The Lord has, most of them up here are, at least I know. We have 2 sons in Atlanta. We got a daughter in Kankakee, Illinois. Is that all out of town? One, yeah. So yeah, we thank God for them.
Oh,
JP, yeah, he's in school in North Carolina.
You should have been here.
Yeah. So we thank God for, we pray for them all the time, so God can do something with them. But when I talk about their businesses, I want them to take a minute and talk about what they do in regards to their business, so you can support them. Go ahead, Kirsten. We'll start with you.
My business name is Queen K Creations.
Speak up.
Um,
Thank you.
I do a lot of crafting. I'm very busy with my hands. So yeah,
What's the name of it?
Queen K Creations.
And
With
Queen
the Z.
spelled with the K.
Queen.
Okay. Candy here. Candy started a website.
Come on, website.
She about to get a building. All of that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Prophesy.
Go ahead, Candy.
So I own a cakery, I guess is what you can call it. I make cakes and cupcakes. I am available for you to Google me at Candy Decor Cakes. You can also find me on my website, candydecorcakes.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram as well. You can also purchase one of these cute little sweatshirts, Sugar Plus Butter, on the website as well. And yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. I don't think they heard that, but okay.
Right.
Y'all can't hear me?
Y'all whispering.
You was whispering.
Go ahead, Tosh. Share your business.
My business is, well, I have a lot of them. We ain't gonna go over all.
17. Yeah, 17 businesses.
But,
She got multiple streams of income.
multi.
Rich.
But,
Rich.
my cosmetic company is Luminescence Beauty Company. I do have a website as well. And you can Google me too.
Come on.
My name on Facebook.
You can Google me too. Don't leave me out.
Google me.
Google me, baby.
My Facebook name is Ty Clark. Also, you can look at my business page, Luminescence Beauty Co. It's the same really across all social media. And I also have a credit repair business that, I really haven't been really going full throttle, but I'm about to, so. I
Back
got
credit,
that.
hit her up.
Yeah, definitely. Back credit. And I make t-shirts on the side too. And
Okay, Candy.
no, but really.
Okay, Tyrell.
She also does photo editing and eyebrows. I'm her manager.
on.
I manage all her businesses, all 17 of them. So she has a lot. I'm going to be posting a lot of her stuff on my social media and also forcing her to post it on her social media to get her out there. So ladies, if you need your eyebrow tinted, hit her up. You need pictures redone, edited, take off some of the acne off your face. She got you covered. If you want curls added in your hair, she can do it. She's your girl. But also, I'm about to also get my cleaning business started back up so I can start cleaning again. I have a house cleaning business and I also clean carpet. And I drive Lyft, so if you ever want a personal ride, hit me up on Facebook and we can do that too.
Okay. Everybody know what Juan does. Go ahead, Brother Juan.
I own an auto detailing company. It's called Have Your Way Auto Detailing. Have, H-A-V-V. It's actually a word play on my last name. Havard, H-A-V-V.
Y'all so deep.
More.
You cannot Google me at this time.
I'm sure we can come up with something.
No.
Y'all gotta pray for him.
He really don't want to be Googled.
So,
Background might be a little fishy.
That's my past.
First lady, you got a business too. What you got?
I don't have a business right now.
You don't have a business? It's on pause.
Well, she is a wedding and a funeral singer.
Yeah.
All events.
all events.
Every last
I'm currently
baby
working on her
shower.
contract.
It don't matter.
She is.
And prayer warrior. If
Baby
you need
dedication.
prayer.
She's there.
Yes, you do.
All right. So let's turn this to the word.
Hallelujah.
Our society right now is in chaos with the number of killings and the number of shootings. the number of young people that are just wilding out. What do you think is the solution for all of this violence and corruption going on in our society?
Right.
I think if we seek out more counseling, I think as us, I think we feel shamed to seek help. I think we feel scared or, like I said, shamed to reach out and get assistance or get help. So.
Okay. Somebody else. What do you think that we can do as, because you all are what we consider young adults, you know, of course you got kids and raising and training up your kids.
You got kids.
So
That's my birth.
what do you think is needed to get society back, or where do you think that we failed? What do you think went wrong? What do we need to correct?
I think, for me, I believe it's a lot of wrong teaching that happened. For many generations ago, I believe that we, as the black culture, we have trained up and raised up our children the wrong way. We taught men especially to be prideful, to stand in their pride, never to admit when they're wrong. In the black household, we are very adamant on what goes on in this house stays in this house. But if what's going on in the house is killing you, it needs to make it outside the house so that you can heal and get help. I believe that there's a lot of things that just needs to be corrected, a lot of teachings that need to be corrected, and that we need to learn how to teach our young black men that easy money is not always the best money. That there is a successful way to go out and make good, easy money, and make it fast. You know what I mean? Being entrepreneurs, as all of us have stated, you know, we're not millionaires yet, you know what I mean? But we make livings, you know, and we make good livings. We're not out selling drugs. We're not out doing all these other things. Could we do it? Probably so. But we chose a better route, and we're successful black people that are making it. And if we learn to teach more people to do that, then I think our society will be better off. But it will start with us, number one, coming together as a culture. Number two, not being afraid to speak out. But number three, being man and woman enough to admit that we were wrong. Some of the things that we taught, some of the things that we felt like we learned, some of the things that we passed down, we were wrong. Good example, I helped raise a lot of kids, right? And one thing I used to teach kids all the time is, you ain't gotta respect no dog if they don't respect you. They get smart, but you get smart back with them. And as I got older, I seen these kids become blatantly disrespectful. So I had to go back and reteach, right? And I had to admit that I was wrong for what I taught you. Did it sound good as a kid? I mean, when I was young and dumb, yeah, it sounded good. You know, because I got a little slick mouth too. You know, don't, that's not. But my aggressiveness is good. I use it for kingdom purposes.
Come on.
Got that in the car?
Use it already.
Did he hear that on the way in?
I told him something yesterday. He had it all in prayer yesterday. I said, "We're gonna play. That's one thing he gonna execute."
Listen, you got to. When you learn something new, you better put it in effect. But I just feel like, you know, we need to learn to admit when we're wrong. So, like, I had to go back and reteach, you know, the kids and teach them that I was wrong for what I taught them. And I had to be man enough to admit that. And it's hard, you know, I understand that being an adult, it's hard to admit to your children or to any child that you were wrong. But it will fix a lot of things. Because a lot of our kids that are acting out now are acting out because of trauma and rejection and abandonment and being hurt as a kid, when nobody would ever come back and just say, "I'm sorry, I made a mistake, I treated you wrong, I didn't say that right. I'm sorry for putting those word curses on you," and this, and that, and they don't correct it. So then when your kid grows up acting like what you've been calling them all their life, now you mad. Well, you did it.
Anybody else want to add to that? That was good. Thank you.
I was second with him, but I also think that a lot of the problem, and I know we're talking about in general, but I do feel like it's the problem with churches because I feel like that the church is just one generation. So I feel like what happened was when we were younger, we had the people who, they trained people up, they learned whatever they learned, they came up, but there was nobody actually developing sons after it because we have this thing where you keeping things to yourself, you think that the junior pastor is going to be in competition with you to try to take your place or whatever, so you don't want to develop them to take over the vision. So I feel like most of the pastors or the people that was before us, they died with their vision, and they didn't train up others, to come behind them to carry on the vision. So then there's that disconnect there. So then you have, you have sons who were not actually fathered, who's running out here just trying to figure out who they are. That's why we have like a lot of different churches that's been developed. But it's just a bunch of underdeveloped people that was just running around starting different things because I don't feel like that the church was set up to go, So when you have that happen, then you have a bunch of teachings that were just at whatever base level. So then if the pastor is not getting the proper teaching or wasn't developed properly, then he can't develop the saints. Then the saints, they get either the religious part of it or a watered down Christian. They don't really know how to fight in the spirit. They don't really know how to protect their children, don't really know how to cover and develop and bring up the children. So then we have a bunch of kids out here who don't even have the little bit of church that we had growing up. So I feel like it's because of it being one generational, not where people were developing sons to continue on the vision. Then that's what happened. Because even though we talk about the society as a whole, the church used to be the place where, they came for everything. The church was who they came to. The prophets were who they came to before government. It was started with the church, and it's gotten way far away from that. So I just feel like that's the issue.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree with each and everything that y'all said. There's two things that kind of stand out to me that I see with people that I've talked to or just kind of seen face to face, and one of them is hopelessness, and another one is fear. And we have a lot of people with resources or things that they can share with younger people, but they either feel like it's no hope for them, they too far gone, or they're scared of it.
Yeah.
And I think they'll be surprised how receptive some of these young guys are because they do want to be loved past what you see past them, like past all the aggressiveness or you'll be surprised by genuinely showing somebody that you care about them, what type of response you get from them. So, and just to everybody listening, like if you don't feel like what you doing, whether it's in your community or whether it's one kid, don't feel like it's too small. Stop looking at this like huge picture. Like we want to eradicate violence from the community. Well, we know that's not going to happen, right? So how about just deal with the kid you see that's in front of you?
Yeah.
Stop looking so far past. You're going to miss out the ones that are accessible to you.
That's good.
I would just like to add, I think that the foundation of every position has kind of been shaken up, and I think that that's what started the whole shift of everything changing as far as the violence. I heard someone talk about like the trauma. I learned that children that experience 4 traumatic situations have a higher risk of committing suicide when they become older than, a person who doesn't have traumatic events. And a traumatic events is experiencing a divorce, growing up in a single home, any kind of abuse, things like that. So, when you think about like, okay, did I grow up in a single parent home? Did I grow up in a 2-parent home? I think that, initially, the foundation is what home did you grow up in? How were your parents? And then what church, did you grow up in, like you were talking about? I just feel like in all responsibilities, there was some type of like foundational shift that happened to where either someone just didn't really know how to handle the responsibility, or they didn't want to handle the responsibility, or like you were talking about, being afraid of the competition or whatever it was. Even, with the justice system, the police system, it's just all of these shifts that have happened, and then it's just like, okay, so who's going to do it, and then the parents are putting the blame on the teachers, for their child not being as intelligent as they expect them to be, instead of working with them at home. And, even if they feel like, okay, well, whatever the teacher's doing, I'm going to do what I can at home. So I think that if people can have the mindset of not worrying about what everybody else is doing, but I'm going to do my best in the responsibility that I hold, that will be the beginning to changing that shift back to where it once was. Because it's like everybody's looking for somebody else to fix the problem instead of, fixing what you can fix, to be a part of, fixing the problem in the end, like Juan was saying.
Yeah, it just sounds like what we're always saying. It's like, I guess maybe if everybody does what's within their reach,
Right.
and does their part,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? That coming together, coming together, then you'll start to see a shift.
And I do think
Everyone-
that you're starting to see a shift, like fathers are coming back in the homes. You're seeing men marrying women, or, you're seeing two-parent homes more often now. The children are growing up in two-parent homes more often. You're seeing the marriages getting on the rise. Entrepreneurship is even on the rise. A lot of things are on the rise now. So even like, people are giving back to the community, doing these smaller things that they can do. And I think if people just keep at it and not get discouraged in what they are doing, and even like you were saying, those people coming down to encourage those that are still doing for the community, that will help too. But I just think in just staying focused on what your responsibility is will help, change that, the violence or whatever it is, because, it's a lot going on. But, I think that's what will help.
But I think it is the aspect of everything, like even what Kirsten was saying, like everybody taking responsibility. I mean, yeah, it's not your fault what happens to you, the trauma that happens to you, but it is your responsibility to get healed.
Yeah.
So going to counseling, going to therapy, fixing those things that happen in you, so that you can be well and healed and whole for your children.
Absolutely.
Is, I think, the first step. Then being able to help, like in a healthy way, take on those responsibilities. Being able to partner, being able to serve at church, being able to fill these gaps that need to. Yeah.
Well, have the church done a disservice
Yes.
by telling people just pray about it, and that, you don't need counseling, that's the devil, trust God. Is the church guilty of that?
Yes.
I believe that it is, and because when I was growing up in the church, I believe that maybe Taisha hit on it a little bit. It was the teaching. It was the hands-on, the mothers in the church teaching the young ladies how to, we laughed about it, about the dressing, about all of that. But now we see how important that really, really was. I never would have dreamed that I would see someone come to church dressed like, I've never been one where I really, even when I wasn't in church, went to the club, but I would say club dressing in the church. I just never would have thought I would see anything like that. The disrespect for the house of the Lord is just unreal. People I remember when people used to say, well, come as you are, come as you are. We take the Bible out of context all the time. That is not what they meant when when you read that part, come as you are. It's talking about your heart position, not your dress. But the world took that, and now it's okay to just come to church any kind of way. I sang at a funeral a few weeks ago, and the granddaughters were were dressed. They had on on their bra. It was just a bra with with pantsuit, but they literally, instead of having on a top, they had on a bra. It was a bra with just the jacket. At a funeral for your grandfather. I mean, I just cannot believe the disrespect for the house of the Lord and the teaching of what is okay and what is not okay. So getting away from that, that's one of the when you talk about the church, we got away from teaching. I think we talked about this just not too long ago. We thank God for the Monday school, and now we're getting back into it. But we don't bring our kids to church. You know, it's not Sunday school no more. It's no teaching. It's no this and that. Now people are trying to get back into it, but our kids. Now I'm looking at my grandkids. Because of what I taught my kids, yeah, they're bringing their kids to church. But I remember my daughter saying, my best friend never takes her kids to church, And in this generation, that's where the disconnect, because people have gotten out of position.
Yeah, we're in a position now where people started saying, and I said this a few weeks ago in the Bible study a few weeks ago, that my generation, which is in the 50s and the early 60s, it was my generation and the generation after me that started saying, I'm not going to make my kids go to church the way mama and daddy made me go. And we didn't realize it then, but now I believe that a lot of our issues that we're having now is because we failed to keep that godly belief and
Give
respect and rapport and all that stuff into our kids. Because being in church, I can honestly say that being in church taught me more than the Bible. We learned social skills, we learned etiquette, we learned proper behavior. One of the things I was telling my youngest son, our youngest son, 21-year-old JP, I said, sometimes your generation don't know how to adjust to the culture. You want to just keep it real all the time. And you can't always keep it real. You have to learn how to adjust to certain environments. You can't always just be yourself, because that's how I grew up. We couldn't always just be open to be ourselves. When we got around certain people, you act a certain way. And it wasn't sucking up or nothing like being fake and phony and all that. No, I want to go home. I want to live. And so when I got around certain people, I grew up in the late 60s, early 70s, and you just couldn't do everything that you wanted to do. And so with the freedom that kids have now, I really think that we did a disservice by not, I would even say, making our kids stay in church or go to church.
Like she said, giving them too many options.
Too many options, yeah. Way too many.
Way too many options.
Yeah, way too many options. And
I
church isn't an option.
Yeah.
Right.
Church isn't an option. Church is a must. You gonna go to church.
Yeah, but I think the issue is that the disconnect. Okay, so why did that generation decide they didn't want to send them to church all the time? You know what I mean? Why did they say, I don't want to make them go to church all the time? And it was probably because of religion. It was probably because things that was being taught didn't apply to their life. It was probably, why wasn't they getting it? And that's where the disconnect went, where I think the change is with the newer generation, with the younger generations, is now we ask questions. We want to get to what is going on and why. We want, yeah, but it's not really, it's not really. It was that we needed more than you guys to study at
What
the
I
base
said.
level and say, do as
What
I
I
say.
say
Like,
and not as I-
you
yeah.
needed to be able to even go deep yourself to be able to explain and train the children up, to train the next generation up, instead of just saying, you know what, I'm done with church. I'm not gonna force my kids to go to church anymore. They should have dug deeper to see what is it that I'm really supposed to be getting out of this thing. Why am I tired of church? Why is it that, I don't want to go there anymore? I felt like I was just going to church every day, and then dug deeper than just church under the surface, and really to open up actually our benefits of living a kingdom life. So I feel like that was.
I think sometimes too is that we've learned to pacify people's feelings. That when people get church hurt, supposedly because they got hurt inside the church, oh, I'm done. I'm not gonna make my kids go because this is what the church did to me, or this is what was said to me in church. So I'm just gonna pull my kids out of church instead of just getting healed from it and moving on. Yeah, people in church say stupid stuff. People in church do stupid stuff.
But that's not, and I get what everybody's saying, but that's not something that just happens. You don't just get healed from it.
You gotta think about this.
Yeah,
If your expectation, if the church is supposed, if you're telling me to come to church, this is the place for healing. You have a certain expectation for the people in the church. As a minister, even in the Bible it says, I'm going to be judged to a higher standard than other people, right? So some things other people might do, they can get away with, but if I mistreat that person, it's looked at completely different, and I accept that though.
Right,
You know what
and I mean,
saying? So
I'm
the
not
church,
saying
when you
that getting
get-
healed is going to be easy, but it's going to take a process. But I think we don't push people to want to be healed.
But
That we let people believe that it's okay for them to just be church hurt and quit going to church.
Well,
I don't think
I'll
that
say
that's
this.
what it
I'll
is.
say this. Sometimes it takes time.
It does.
takes time to heal. Like,
I
it
went through
takes
it.
time to
Most
forgive.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So to us, we might be like, when it's been 8 months, why you ain't back to church? Nah, sometimes it takes years. And it's like,
and it takes the knowledge. You literally can't just say, "Oh, I'm just about to be healed." You have to understand. It took me 30 something years to understand true forgiveness, how it works. You know what I'm saying? How to do it. That it wasn't a feeling. That it was a decision, and that I had to do this on a daily basis. Like, you don't know. I didn't know that until I was 35.
But my thing is, I'm saying, but you kept going. If we just encourage people to keep going,
But
then
nobody
we'll learn.
encourages people to not go. That's what I'm saying. It's just like if I went to the hospital because I wasn't feeling good, and while I was there, I contracted, a disease. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but that's what I'm saying. You go to the hospital, you go to the hospital expecting to get healed, and then you catch a disease. There's something that's may damage me even more. I'm not gonna run back to the hospital. You know what I mean? So it takes time, and that's what I'm saying as far as the knowledge, the teaching. I feel like the problem is the teaching, that lack thereof, because we get religious teachings, the surface. Go to church, they're gonna tell you all the time. You either go to one church, and they're gonna tell you, shout on the devil's head until everything's given to you. You're gonna get this new house and this new car. And then you go to another church, you're gonna say, give, just give, and then God gonna bless you and everything's gonna be fine. When I'm struggling with identity issues, there was all type of stuff. So if I'm sitting there and you just every week y'all preaching the same thing, and I'm just like, I'm dying, I'm drowning here, and then I look and I'm trying to go pray with the next person, and they look at me and they offend me. How am I supposed to? What am I supposed to do? I'm gone.
I agree with that so much. It's a key factor I think that the church misses, right? And that's love. If you look at how Jesus operated with the Father, with sinners, it was so compassionate.
Yeah.
It was pure, genuine love, open arms. You know what I'm saying? And he dealt harshly with who? The religious leaders.
Yeah.
All the religious people. He pointed out their hypocrisy. He was very short with it. He embarrassed them every chance he got. But to the people who were struggling, it wasn't like, you need to get your stuff together. You know what I'm saying? It was like, hey, I love you.
Yeah.
And I think we just missed that piece of
In loving
love.
kindness.
Yeah.
In loving kindness have I drawn thee. Anybody else? Candy?
It seems like it's covered.
Right, y'all got it.
Y'all got any questions out there? Put them on the
Tap,
post
tap,
for me.
tap in.
Put,
You got a lot of ministers out there.
if you got any questions for me.
Do it again.
Well, all the ministers up here?
Okay.
All the ministers up here?
Any questions? Any questions you have for the family?
Teacher.
Great discussion. Great discussion. So how do we solve that particular issue on to really see people get healed, delivered, set free from religion?
Well, I think when you know better, you do better.
You couldn't wait. She said this kid ain't gonna keep out shining.
He wasn't even fully done. Well, I think, you know,
Got this one too.
Hey, we need to go on Family Feud.
Yeah, she might be playing.
Say it again.
believe what?
Say it again, baby.
When you know better, you should do better. And I think that with everyone, it's time to just start doing better. It's time to just get in there and even going back to the old ways. Not that we got to go, but
Yeah,
when you
what you're
know
saying.
better,
Yeah.
you do better,
So,
and
yeah.
you start allowing the Lord to use you.
Yeah, we're definitely missing the mentor piece of church. Growing up, the deacons were very active with the boys, showing them how to cut grass, showing them how to clean up around the church. The women were on, the mothers was on them young ladies.
Yeah.
They was.
As far as stockings,
Yeah.
your heel too
I
high,
still be trying to be on.
earrings.
Lip gloss popping
Lip
too
gloss.
much.
And I'm never
Hey.
going back to that.
Tell them,
I'm never going back to that, but it's good.
Do it again.
What did you say?
I said, telling people stop drinking drugs.
Gotcha.
No,
So-
but I think you definitely need those influences.
On white gloves.
Yes. No, yes. But that was
But it,
good.
There's
it
nothing
starts,
wrong
it
with
starts
drinking
with
pop and
you.
turn.
It starts
Yeah.
with you,
Religious
and once you
period.
start changing in you, and then and then the Lord starts using you, and you share what the Lord is doing with you, and it starts spreading to other people. Then you become a people to change other people.
But I think we've also too gotten comfortable. We just come in, like Dad said a couple Sundays ago, we've gotten comfortable. We would just come in and do routine.
Yeah.
You come in, you sing, we hear the announcements, we do offering. It's a routine. So I think if we branch out more versus just the every Sunday routine, we could,
Well, I
build
guess, can I
back
play
to
devil's
basics.
advocate? So you said, because you know better, you do better, or whatever, and when you start changing people. But in a society like we live in now, where you have preachers that are literally feel like they're competing for their positions, how do you start teaching people different ways and better ways when you're looked at as the rebellious one for teaching something different than what the pastor teaches?
Oh, that's easy. I got that one like my man. All you gotta do is just, go live on Facebook, because it's all type of Facebook pastors out there. So you just go live on Facebook and teach all day, all night. Then you tell them, sow a seed, you know what I'm saying?
Go in the corner. Go in the corner.
Well, let me say this to that. Let me say this to that. If you're teaching something different than what the pastor is teaching, that's not your pastor.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not who you need to be sitting under.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to go somewhere else that will agree with whatever
And utilize your gifts.
teaching that you're trying to teach. But you don't get to undermine the pastor,
That's good.
because then you are completely out of order.
Out
That's
of
good.
order.
And God won't bless your ministry.
Don't put him in, 'cause I'm playing devil's advocate. Don't put him in.
You say you obedient.
Wait a minute.
Don't do that.
Let's be clear.
God won't bless
You and your pets.
you because
My ministry's blessed.
because of your
Highly.
the way that you're treating the pastor.
Yeah.
You may not always agree with certain teachings and certain pastors' ways or church ways,
Mhm.
but there are so many churches out here that it's a smorgasbord of churches.
Right, if you can't partner with somebody,
Yeah.
something's going on.
So,
Something
yeah.
is not right.
Everybody ain't doing it wrong.
Yeah.
If everybody got something that fits you,
Yeah.
you know, so it's based upon how are you willing to find what it is that you need,
Yeah.
you know, or are you just looking for something to complain about? Because that's the other thing is that people want to make excuses for not doing in the kingdom, and while they're making excuses, these young people and these other young adults or the people that's watching you is suffering because, believe it or not, somebody is looking at your walk,
Yeah.
saying it looked like she got it together, but then when they see you acting crazy, they'll be like, oh, no, I was wrong.
Yeah, or they'll say, it's okay for me to disrespect.
Or
That's what
yeah,
they do.
because
Yeah.
that's what they do. Yeah, and it becomes a culture of disrespect,
Yeah.
Dishonor.
Dishonor.
a dishonor.
Dishonor.
That's a big, but that is a big one because that's really where a lot of that stuff comes from too. You know what I'm saying? When you dishonor your parents and then your children grow up dishonoring you, and you know, you be like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
'Cause I mean, you know, I don't know if I was dishonoring my mama, but I'm telling you,
Was.
boy, no.
Was.
Mom, did I dishonor you?
Was.
No, I did not dishonor you. I was
Y'all
dishonoring,
crazy.
but I was dishonoring some of the
Okay,
elders.
let me ask this then.
I was dishonoring
now.
some of the elders.
Okay,
You're dishonorable now.
let me ask this. Let me ask
Why are you
this.
talking to me in a car?
How many of y'all, and I don't know the real answer, I know some of y'all, how many of y'all ever been locked up?
Locked up, won't let me out. No.
Never?
Baby, I've always been free.
Free!
Look. Even the first lady right there. Praise him. Praise him with that offbeat two-step. Praise him offbeat. Yes,
You hear
sir.
me?
All of y'all been-
Always been free.
Okay,
I think-
all right.
While still bound.
Now ask this, who just hasn't been caught?
That's all I
Shout
got.
again.
It was that one.
It was that
one
grace
time
and
when I was
mercy.
17.
That grace and mercy.
Wait a minute. Now, I just stuff I ain't never been caught doing.
And that thing fixed me, honey.
Oh,
Never
my
again.
God.
Never again.
Thank God for his grace.
You got up here trying to,
Yeah, she ain't like she ain't never.
I just think.
She said I was super.
I mean, well, now to give a recollect about mine, I've only been locked up for traffic violations. I've never been locked up for any serious
for
crime.
what for?
No, because we want to let everybody know since you want to shout out being free. I'm not a crust, okay? I've
See,
done some
that's how you
stupid things.
see. That's all right. That's all right. I tried to
Traffic
do
violations,
that.
yeah.
That's
Now, wait a minute.
And see, y'all misread.
That's how the enemy comes.
Y'all misread because I thank the Lord for keeping me.
And he did keep you.
Mine wasn't either. I was right outside of
Because it
7
could have been me.
Hallelujah.
Outdoors, locked up,
Yes. No food.
with
Shut
no
it down.
food.
Eating
No.
bologna sandwiches and cookies.
All left alone.
But he kept me.
Without a
though.
friend. Yeah, blah.
Or just another number with a track, but he didn't see fit. Hallelujah. Do it again. Do it again.
Sit down before we go to the hospital.
What's this?
No, you ain't talking about my heart. My heart.
Because I did have to go to the heart doctor today.
Sit down somewhere.
Like my heart rate is low.
Let me check my heart rate.
I'm gonna have to rub knees.
Oh my God.
All right.
Do they have any questions?
we-
Did anybody ask any
No
questions?
questions on here. Listen, we're about to end this. Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our family tonight.
Really?
They said they enjoyed.
We're going to do this again real soon with some more serious questions. The discussion was great because they so deep.
Ain't y'all deep?
They are so deep.
Listen, I went to school. I ain't got time to waste it.
She's a pastor.
You know she a pastor?
Pastor Ty.
I didn't know that. You don't know she's a
A
what?
pastor.
She's a pastor.
Oh, okay.
No,
She has a
She's a licensed
You have
pastor.
to tell
You
everybody
a
about
degree
it.
pastor?
No, I'm a degree. I am a
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
I
about
also have.
it. She got
She has a license.
she got some online. Some online. She an online pastor.
Yeah.
Oh, you want them, you want
She's
online.
an online
Got
pastor
it.
/ prophet.
Yes, I am.
Oh,
Yes, stay tuned with my ministry.
All right.
Make sure
God
you
bless
follow
you all.
IRC
Listen,
for
if you
word.
want to support us financially, go to Greater Shepherd.
Please look at Cal.
.org. You can go to our Cash App,
Sick of y'all.
$ Greater Shepherd. You can go to our Givelify, Greater Shepherd Missionary Baptist Church. And you can also mail in your donation at 2200 English Avenue, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46201. Listen, for those of you that don't remember, we are collecting canned goods and non-perishable items for the Thanksgiving giveaway. The service is this Sunday, so please remember to bring your donations on this Sunday. If you would like to bring them early, just contact me, whether you text me or call me, and I'll make sure that if I'm not here, somebody else can come and meet you here so you can drop off your donation. We endeavor every year to feed families for Thanksgiving, and so we need your support in this endeavor. All right? You'll be hearing real soon about a dinner that my wife and I are going to do for the church. We're going to do a big end of the year dinner, so be looking out for that in the next couple of weeks.
Amen.
All right? God bless you all. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come back and see us next week. God bless you.